And joining me now is Mehbooba Mufti, former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir and leader of the People's Democratic Party. Appreciate your joining us, Mehbooba Mufti. You have described the Pahalgam attack as an assault on Kashmiriyat and apologized to the nation for the incident. Do you believe that what happened in Pahalgam will now unite every Kashmiri to speak out against Pakistan-sponsored terrorism?
It has already united everybody because, after all, the tourists who come here, they are our guests. They, come with their family, with their kids to have a nice time. And the way they were killed, it has really, touched the hearts of people here. Jammu people gave a call for bandh. It was followed by Kashmiris for the first time in the history of Jammu and Kashmir during these last 30 years. There was a call from Jammu and Kashmir followed it. So things have changed. And I think
what has changed? What has changed? Mehbooba ji, Mehbooba ji, badla kya hai? Badla kya hai? Because let's be honest, terror has existed and has killed hundreds of people for so many years.
नहीं, बदला ये है कि जो लोगों ने देखा, देखिए ना, आपको तो ये जानना पड़ेगा, समझना पड़ेगा कि इस तरह टूरिस्ट के ऊपर अटैक पहली बार हुआ है। निहत टूरिस्ट जो आए थे वहां से घूमने फिरने के लिए, बच्चे लेके आते हैं, इतने मुश्किल हालात में अपना पैसा बचाते हैं कि कश्मीर जाएंगे, और उसके बाद उनके साथ ये ऐसा हादसा हुआ और बेबस थे, वहां कोई बचाने वाला भी नहीं था। तो आई थिंक कहीं ना कहीं दिल को बहुत लगी कश्मीरियों को कि ये लोग हमारे लिए आते हैं, अपने घूमने फिरने के लिए आते हैं, कश्मीर को जन्नत कहते हैं, ये क्या हो गया? क्योंकि पहले जो कश्मीरी पंडित यहाँ से निकल पड़े, तो उसका अभी तक लोगों को मलाल है, ये क्या हो गया? तो आज मुझे लगता है कहीं ना कहीं कश्मीरियों को फिर लगा कि फिर से एक ऐसा हादसा हुआ जो शायद हमारे ऊपर कलंक लग गया कश्मीरियत के ऊपर।
Will they, I come back to it, will there be outright condemnation of Pakistan in particular? Because Pakistan has been the rogue nation that has allowed this violence to fester in the Kashmir Valley for 3.5 decades. So will Kashmiris outrightly condemn Pakistan?
I can't speak for Kashmiris whether they are going to do that, but one thing I would definitely like to not, I am no one to advise anybody, but I would like to make certain, a request to New Delhi that since Kashmiris have, come in, against this terror attack, and they have come in support of the country, they are mourning like the country is mourning today. So the way, Kashmiris have been given collective punishments, especially since 2019, I think that has to stop now. They have to reach out to, because there were 6 militants. But just look how Adil Shah tried to save the life of the tourist by snatching the gun. How Sajjad carried the, injured person right from Baisaran to the hospital, so many kilometers. How a taxi driver was the first one to take the injured to the hospital. So you have to look at these Kashmiris, not the ones, who had guns in their hands and, killed these people. So I think Delhi will also have to have a change in their policy, as Kashmiris have changed. So they have to use this opportunity to reach out to people of Kashmiri and not give collective punishment to Kashmiris.
You're making an important point. You're saying don't give collective punishment to Kashmiris, but you're also telling me that Kashmiris have changed, that Kashmir has changed, that Kashmir has realized that this violence eventually is going to destroy Kashmir itself. Am I right?
Definitely, Kashmiris never wanted violence, but I don't want to go into history why it happened, why were the 87 elections rigged, why Yasin Malik, a chief agent, had to go to Pakistan to get the gun, why Yusuf Shah Salahuddin was a candidate and he was deprived of his win, and someone else was declared that he had won, Mahideen Shah Sahab, late Mahideen Shah Sahab. So I don't want to go into that, why Kashmiris went to Pakistan, why Pakistan took advantage of us. But the thing is that Kashmiris definitely are not for violence. They were never for violence. But situations were such that not many of them could speak openly. But today we took an initiative. I was the one who gave a call to the Kashmiris that let's have a shutdown, and it was not because of my call. It was because Kashmiris were in a lot of pain. They were also as angry as anybody in the rest of the country. So they followed that, and the whole place was shut down on yesterday. And I mean, if you go to Pahalgam, you can't imagine how painful it is to see people there, mourning. Everybody is mourning now.
You see, because one of the fears has been that this has also stoked a Muslim-Hindu divide, because people were singled out for their religion and targeted. Now, how do you bridge that divide? As you said earlier, Kashmiri Pandits were forced out of the valley, and we don't know whether they will ever be able to come back. So there is a long road ahead to bridge this divide.
Well, that's what I say, that this is it's a very unfortunate incident that took place, very tragic. I don't have any words to condemn it. But at the same time, now New Delhi will also have to look at Kashmiris from a different perspective. Yes, the security issues are there, but while taking security measures, they will have to, separate security from the common people. So I think, it has to be from both sides. And as far as Hindu-Muslim divide is concerned, I'm very sorry what the national media, the so-called Godi media, they have been, just spreading venom all over. They're not talking about Adil Shah, who died saving tourists. They are not talking about Sajjad, who took the injured to the hospital and walked miles and miles. They are not talking about the taxiwala, because the army and the security forces and government came later to help. It was the locals who helped, who gave their blood. They were Muslims, all Kashmiris, but they are not talking about them. They are only talking about the terrorists. We are not a terrorist. Terrorists have no religion. We have seen what's happening in many parts of the country, what all things they speak about, how Muslims have been lynched, but that doesn't mean every Hindu is a, lynch man.
My only
and
point...
I think it's very bad on the national media.
Mehbooba Mufti, I don't hold a candle for the rest of the media, but I'm very clear in my mind. At the end of the day, what happened in Pahalgam was unacceptable. The manner in which people did use religion in this instance to target Hindu tourists. But I will ask you this, ma'am. Do you believe that now...
Who people?
The terrorists. The terrorists. The terrorists.
Who people?
No, tell me,
answer my question. Who people? Who people? Terrorists, but you can't, say that Kashmiris are the terrorists.
I didn't say that.
Like you have people
I use the word terrorists.
who lynch Muslims.
Yes, I use the word terrorists. I use the word terrorists who have used religion.
They are terrorists.
I take your point. I take...
Yeah, but that's what they want. They want to put the whole country on fire in the same manner as the Godi media is doing. They want this Hindu-Muslim divide to grow bigger and bigger, so that there is unrest in the whole country. That's what the terrorists want, and that's what the Godi media is doing.
But you are telling me today on the show, you are telling me on the show, you will stand shoulder to shoulder with the Indian government, with whatever action they take against Pakistan, and that Kashmiris will stand shoulder to shoulder with every Indian in grief and anger.
Of course, we are with the Indian people at this point of time when they are mourning. As far as India-Pakistan relations are concerned, Rajdeep, we Kashmiris have been the worst kind of victims of this animosity between the two countries. We have seen ups, we have seen downs, we have seen more downs during the relationship, and unfortunately, when there is a down between the two countries, we suffer the most. When there is a up between the two countries, we don't get benefited much out of that. So, either way, we are the sufferers. We are the ones, as somebody said, when, two elephants, whether they fight or they, love each other, it is the grass that gets trampled upon. So we are the grass, Kashmiris are the grass that get trampled upon.
Yes, but as we've seen in the process, the valley has got bloodied. Let us hope and pray, Mehbooba Mufti, that this is a wake-up call, and therefore this wake-up call results in actually healing and bridging some of the divides that have, in a sense, as I said, spread havoc over the last 3.5 decades. I appreciate you joining me, Mehbooba Mufti. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rajiv. Ameen. Whatever prayers you made, Ameen for that.
Thank you.